If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All right, guys, we are back. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm running a little slow myself this morning. All right, here we go. So let's go over the new standings real fast, and then we're going to dive right back into it. We're going to see if we can't get Mr. Todd Patrick on the phone. Jeremy freaking Baker is still calling. He's up to 95 inches. Mr. Hughes at 86. Tyler Cole at 85.5. Derek Brundle dropping down to 4th with 84.25. Let me go ahead and see if there's any more that I can greatly point out. Eric Polens is now at 80.5. I think Mr. Charette has moved up to 40.75. Mr. Westerman at 47.25. Sam Jones 29.25. And Mr. Kyle Evans at 14.5. All right, so we got that going on. Let's see if we can't get our buddy Todd Patrick on here, and then we're just going to keep driving throughout the day. So if there are any requests, anything you guys want to see all day long, I'm taking them. You let me know. We're going to make it happen. So, that's that. Let's go ahead and see if Mr. Todd will answer for us. And we're just going to hope we're not interrupting his morning biscuit. Now, he might be a little bit tied up. Sometimes he is, sometimes he ain't. Yeah, he's a little bit tied up. No worries. We'll bring him on later. But I did get news that somebody did have service, and we're going to see if that man, the Slammer Siddiqui, will answer the phone for us. I got intel saying he was ready, and he is ready. Good morning, Mr. Slammer Siddiqui. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Man, are you on fish? Are you not on fish?
Just got started, really.
Oh, okay. Mr. Confident got a late start on the water this morning. Hey, your competitor's not taking it off of you. He's already throwing up fish.
Yeah, I figured. I don't think so far.
Right on, right on. You want to tell us where you're at?
What's that?
You want to tell us where you're at?
Oh, yeah, I'm on Gunnersville.
Oh, okay. You're gonna ride with Mr. Perry's spot.
Hold on a second. What's that?
So you're gonna ride out with Mr. Daniel Perry's spot.
Yeah, I had a rough day on Chick yesterday, and I heard Gunnersville's fishing pretty good, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
Right on, right on. What's your goals for the day? How many inches we talking?
I'm looking around. I'm hoping to get around 95, but I'm just gonna depend on how it goes.
What's the weather?
I know. Oh, we got about perfect weather right now. Slight breeze and a little overcast. Water clarity is about right, so can't ask for much better.
Right on. So basically what you're telling us is Mr. Siddiqui's not going home in round 2 this month.
We'll see what happens. Not planning on it.
Right on, right on. I can't,
Being on Table Rock, so inches is a good day out there, so it might be a tough one to get through, but we'll see what happens.
Is that where you're fishing both days next weekend if you keep going?
Yep, that's the plan.
Well, like I said, you're one of the few anglers that I believe has pulled out almost 100 inches in just about every body of water known to man. You know more water than Google Maps does.
Right.
And
Well,
so, if there is anybody that can do it, it's going to be you.
yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I've tried to fish a different state every challenge so far. I fished Mississippi the first week, fished Arkansas the next week, fished Florida. Now I'm here in Alabama. Next week I'll be in Missouri. If I get through that, I'll probably go on up to St. Clair and fish Michigan. So,
You should just start taking fan requests. We should have a vote on it on KBBT every week. Where is Eric Siddiqui fishing this weekend?
right, yeah, that's fine with me.
Pick a state for Siddiqui. That's what we're gonna call it. Do you know
Sounds good.
a body of water in every state that's got bass? I just gotta know.
What's that?
Do you have a body of water in almost every state that's got bass?
Yeah, just about. It'd be harder to pick one that I don't.
That's a problem that must be nice to have.
Yeah, it's I think the way it looks right now, it should be a fun day. So
Well,
hopefully I'll have some big bass to show you guys later.
Conrad said you look like Stallone in Nighthawks.
I never know how to take him. I don't know.
Well, buddy, we'll let you get back to fishing. I appreciate you coming on. I know you're messing with the phone a little bit, so we'll let you get concentrated. We'll holler back when you throw up a couple 20s.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, you too.
I always love talking to that guy. I'm a major Siddiqui fan. I have been for a long time. Um, Conrad's cracking me up this morning. I do have to just go ahead and give a shout out. Conrad probably messaged me the nicest things I have ever seen Conrad say about anybody. So the guy's not a bad guy. Just in case you thought he was, he is a major Doc supporter right now. He had a lot of kind words to say about Doc and his unit. I legitimately believe Conrad is pulling for Doc in this situation. I also believe that Conrad better get out of his feelings because if Conrad don't bring the heat, Doc's bringing it. So I look forward to being able to broadcast that matchup next Saturday. We weren't able to get Jeremy Baker on earlier. We'll try a little bit later on. Let's see if we can get Mr. Tyler Cole on. Let's see if I can't get him on the phone here. We're just going to go down the list, try to get as many people on as possible. Might even go back and have a couple people on twice. We'll just have to see what happens. We're going to be following the closest matchups we can, and that's just kind of the way that we do it on the Marcus Coach Show. We just do stuff. All right, he didn't answer, but I did just get notification from Mr. Marty Hughes. He is ready for his debut today. So we're going to bring on the principal taking the guys to school, Mr. Marty freaking Hughes. Let's go ahead and get him on the phone. He says he's ready. Mr. Marty!
Hey.
What is going on, principal?
Well, as you can see, I've got my hairnet on today for these gnats. Man, they are thick.
You're the first person to come on camera with a hairnet.
There you go. Hey, you got to be safe out here.
I don't.
You stay focused with the hairnet.
Hey, look, there ain't nothing worse than gnats flying in your ear and your nose. And trust me, those jokers get everywhere.
Yeah. And then then afterwards, it seems like they must bite or something at some point, because I had a couple on my hands here last week. But no, man, I'll tell you what, right away, it was kind of dark because of the clouds coming in, the storm front. And I lost 6 in a row, and they were big. And I don't know what to try. I think that maybe there's a 3-foot area, 3 foot deep, that I think has some beds on it, and there was some big bass there, and they just like would hit it, but they wouldn't commit, Anyway, I did get my 5. I got a 19 and a quarter, and I think I've got 14 total. It's kind of slowed down now. That storm, it's north of us. It's going to hit Iowa hard, so those guys are going to have if they fished early, they'll be okay, but it's headed that way, and I'm supposed to get some more maybe later. The water I'm fishing is murky. Over half of it's murky now from the storm the other day. But I'm going to keep fishing as long as I can.
Amen. I can see the gnats flying around the camera.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like hungry, It's old goat meat like me, man. They just like thrive on it.
Hey, you say what you want, man. All these guys that if anybody came into this competition not knowing you, they're knowing you now. You are the Jason Starley of Sundays. The first person to throw up a limit, top of the leaderboard all day long. You're in second place at 86 inches. The principal said school is back in session, people.
Well, you'd like to say that, yeah. It's after fishing with you yesterday down in Oklahoma, needed to get a little confidence back from that.
I'm still licking my wounds. Let's go ahead to the next conversation.
Fun, good adventure. And
hey, that was the I think the funnest part was coming across the coming across the boat traffic.
Yeah, that was like a war zone with big boats coming by us, and I mean we couldn't get our turrets pointed fast enough,
How many boats you think passed either in front of us or behind us?
Oh, I'd say 30 to 40 at least that went by going like 50 miles an hour. And then of course you got the PT boats, the jet skis coming by too, but then the video I put up doesn't give it justice, does it?
No, it doesn't. It gives it a little bit of justice, but at the same time you never got to watch the waves that were big enough just rolling into our boats.
When I'm white knuckling the handles on my steering, it
Dude, yeah. I've got calluses on my hand just from how hard I was gripping the paddle because I'm pretty sure I lost 20% circulation in my hands. We got in some, and the waves weren't that bad from the wind. It was just so many boats in every direction, and we were right in the middle.
Yeah, it was just nuts. But the thing was that it was a great learning experience. You always learn from stuff, and just the little things that we did there. The bite was just 3 guys got a limit out of 42. And
30 inches got you a check.
Yeah, 3 fish got you gas money. But the thing was that we had fish on, and we figured something out near the end there. Just ran out of time. But I think if we'd have stayed there, we might have got at least 3 or 4, maybe a piece.
Oh yeah, but by the time we realized that's what it was already too late for us.
Yeah.
But that's why they call it fishing, my man.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I just love being out here, man, and thank you guys for putting this on, because it just motivates us to do more, out there, and it's kind of fun. This one-on-one, is really cool. And I know I'm going against Tim Gurley. I know he put some fish up, and
he is. He's doing his best to come for you. He is sitting. Let me refresh just to make sure. He is currently sitting at 70 and a quarter behind. He is 15 3/4 inches behind you.
Oh wow! Well, I got a shot then.
But his biggest fish is 14 3/4 with a 5-fish limit. So one 20-inch fish goes a long way for Mr. Gurley.
Yeah, but I haven't hit my good stuff yet. Hopefully, I wanted to save it in case the weather did get bad, but I'm going to go in. I'm going to finesse channel and see what happens. It's really murky, so maybe anything that moves, they'll bite in there. Because the main bite is probably off by now, But that was incredible this morning, man. Just every single cast I had one on. Just found a pile of them.
That must be nice. I don't know what that feels like anymore.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. So, I'm going to get back out in the water. And,
well, I appreciate you coming on, brother. You stay safe out there and spray some bug spray out or something. Put a candle on your boat. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, usually I just fart and that takes care of them, Way.
Well, you take it easy, brother. We'll check in with you later on, closer to the end of your day, and get a last call segment in to see how you're doing.
All right, man. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you,
All right,
buddy.
bye.
Just a class act from the get go. That man is just a good guy. I got the pleasure of fishing with him yesterday. I got the pleasure to camp out with him Friday night. I mean, he's exactly like he looks. He's exactly how he comes on camera. The dude's he's just a great guy. So we did have a major update. Charner Williams on the board, 56 1/4 inches, threw up 3 solid bass. We got told not to sleep on Charner. So, we're looking at him. We are going to try to bring on another guy. Now that I know that there are bad storms going on sorry, I got a notification. There bad storms going on in Iowa. I'm going to leave the Iowa guys at it for the most part. I want to bring on a guy that I haven't gotten the pleasure of talking to just yet, and then we're going to focus on a couple people that really requested, some Skype calls. So let me go ahead and see if I can get Mr. I believe it's Brady, and I don't want to pronounce his last name wrong, but let me see if I have information for him. There was a couple people that never gave me information. So he is possibly going to be one of them. I think he is. I don't believe I have any information for Brady. I do not. Hopefully we can get that fixed though and get him on the phone. But we'll get that fixed here, and while we're working on Mr. Brady, we'll go ahead and bring on a couple of the people that made requests. My beard is glowing this morning. Thank you, Matt Frentress. Luck of the leprechaun be with me. We'll go ahead. What is up, Mr. Jason O'Brien? What is going on, my friend? Let's see here. And I apologize, guys. Like I said, woke up just slightly late this morning. Never really ate breakfast. Just out here doing my thing. So if I'm a little bit slower than normal, just go ahead, make fun of me, and we'll call it even later on. So let's go ahead and get there was 3 guys that requested to come on. Fish or no fish, we're bringing them on. All right. Let's see if we can get Mr. Zemke on. He might be the only person with that last name anywhere. He is not. All right, so we're going to leave that alone until I get a hold of Mr. Zemke because he never sent me his Skype information, and he just requested to come on. I can't bring you on if I don't have your Skype. So we'll go ahead and go to the other guys that did send me their Skype. And we'll see if we can get Mr. Brian Baxter on the phone, who Brian is my pick for the week. So we'll see if we can get him on the phone. He is currently, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll look it up here momentarily. I think he's going against the number one guy right now. Brian, I'm not getting your Skype, buddy. You sent me your email, but I'm not picking it up. So that's that. So we'll go on. I will try one more thing for him real fast. Unless you live in Great Britain or Walla Walla. I don't know if it's you. So we'll message you real quick. And we'll get on to the next guy. I do have a phone number for Mr. Jeremy Baker since he didn't answer on Skype. We're going to go ahead and see if we can give him a ring. Maybe he just didn't have internet service at the time. Sometimes Skype is also finicky, as Greg will tell you. So, you lose some, you win some. You lose some, you win some. And then we'll go back over the standings again. And he might not answer. He probably thinks I'm a telemarketer from Arkansas. Good morning, Mr. Baker. This is Marcus on KBBT Live. How you doing this morning? Man, I am having a freaking blast. Matt Frentress has claimed my beard is glowing this morning, and I am getting to watch you light up the leaderboard. Oh, thank you. So what's going on there in Michigan, man? Is there something in the water? Do you need me to let you go so you can measure it?
Yeah, give me a call back. I'm gonna take a picture of you.
All right, I'm gonna talk to one other guy and then I'll call you back right afterwards.
Sounds good, man.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, so Mr. Baker is upgrading again. I'm gonna let him take care of that. And now that I figured out where my freaking microphone was for my my computer here, you shouldn't have too much problems hearing phone calls throughout the rest of the day. We're gonna hope. So let's go ahead and get this going on here. Mr. Jason said, just checking it out. The homies kicking it on the lake. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see if I have an email, Skype for Charner Williams. We want to get the famous Frentress family on the phone. I do. Let's go ahead and give him a shout. Looks like he's having a little bit of a rough start this morning, but it's early. He's got 3 solid fish on the board. So, and Charner Williams, nothing's coming up with the email that he gave me. I've got his phone number too. We prefer to call him on Skype. It's just easier that way, but he's not popping up. So we'll give Mr. Charner a call outside of it. And we'll get this taken care of here. And we'll get another guy here on the phone to talk to.
Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Williams. This is Marcus on KBBT Live. How's it going out there?
It's going, man. Trying to beat the storms a little bit and catch some early, so maybe I could call it an early day if I need to.
Man, I just commented that you were at 56. You just jumped all the way up to 72 inches. I know you got one over 20. Is it another frog bite, or you got something else going on down there?
Man, it's the frog bite right now. Working pretty good. I got a 20 and a 19 in about the first 20 minutes this morning. But I was having some trouble submitting them. I don't know what was wrong with my app, but so that's probably why I jumped up a little bit there. But I'll tell you what, I bought 3 packs of white frogs that I was going to throw out here, and I left them at home. And I'm completely out of white frogs, period. So right now I'm throwing a Zoom speed crawl, weightless, and running across the top like a little speed frog.
Hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
If they're eating on the top, that's what I'm going to keep throwing until I run out of these too.
Right on, right on. Well, So let me ask you: are you at 72.5 with 4 fish?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, you're beating guys with 5 fish limits right now.
Well, you know, it helps those first two bites were good bites. I was really hoping to try and get that low to mid 90 with 5 fish. And then my first two fish being a 20 and a 19, I thought, well, geez, if I catch a few of those, I'll be real happy.
Now,
But, my last two fish were not giants, but they at least put some numbers on the board.
right on. Now I know that you're going against Kyle Zemke from Idaho, who is on an outstanding smallmouth bite. It's kind of in my, I kind of find it a little ironic that Matt goes up against Jonathan Pepin, and then in round 2 of this tournament, you go against Kyle Zemke.
Well, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention until you guys were announcing the scores last week. And, I mean, he dang near put up 90 inches last week on smallmouth, or 91. And so, I'm not comfortable unless I get a high 90. And then I'm still going to be eyeballing that leaderboard a little bit.
So you're feeling like it is going to take high 90s to take down Kyle Zemke. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm not going to announce it, are you on the same body of water that Frenchers took down Pepin on?
I believe, yeah, I am on the same body of water. My wife's with me today. Matt had some stuff going on, so he couldn't come help me. But it's just rough coming out on some of these big lakes by yourself in a kayak. And so, me and Matt fished together. We pre-fished together. He was in that other tournament while he was in the championship while I was fishing the first round of this one. And I don't know if that hurt his bite a little bit because I was definitely sticking as many fish as I could that day, my first round too. But it's not the exact same area, but it's similar areas.
But it's the same body of water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same body of water. I'm probably a half a mile from where he was fishing most of his fish from.
Right on, dude. So if you take down Pepin today, and I'm not gonna say you are because that's not an easy task to do, but if you
Zetsky.
Oh, did I say Zemke? Yeah, Zemke. If you take down Kyle from Idaho today on the same body of water that Matt took down Pepin on, people have got to say that there's something going on there.
Yeah. Well, we've been kind of fortunate because this lake doesn't have a lot of recreational boaters on it because of all the timber. And so I'm kind of wondering if guys that are in that mild area, maybe I don't know, might have to deal with all those weekend boaters right now on Memorial Day. And so we're kind of fortunate not to have to deal with that. And so I don't know. Like I said, if he's fishing smallmouth, I don't know a lot about smallmouth, but I know when they get a mess of them, if they're all 18 inches, they're going to catch 10, 18-inch fish. But if they're all 20 inches, they might catch 10, 20-inch fish. So I don't know.
That's pretty much how it goes. It's kind of like spotted bass. Once you get into school of them, they're all around the same length. So, you're right on that one. A little update while I had you on the phone. Mr. Baker upgraded. He's at 95.5 inches. Derek Brundle is now at 87.25. Took back over second place. And Troy Inky is now up to 70 inches with 4 fish.
Yeah, I figure I'm probably not going to be in the top, maybe 5 if I get these bites. My problem is I'm pretty sure that the guy I'm going against, Kyle, is probably going to put up over 90 inches. So I'm trying to get this fifth fish so I can get a little pressure off myself right now. I know it's early, but just sitting with four on the board right now is just eating me alive.
I understand the feeling. I'm there every time. So, me and you fish pretty much alike, it sounds like, but we'll let you get back to concentrate on fishing. We'll check in with you later on once you've got that fish, buddy.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what's old Kyle at right now?
Kyle has yet to post a fish thus far.
But he, if I remember right, he didn't post early last week either. He might not have service or something. I don't know.
He does have spotty service where he's at.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for the call, Mark, and I appreciate it, bud.
No problem. We'll check in with you a little bit later on.
All right, later.
All right, I did get a hold of Mr. Brian Baxter. He's got to download Skype on his phone, so he's currently downloading that as we speak. Let's go ahead and check out the leaderboard one more quick time, do a quick update, and then we're going to call Mr. Jeremy Baker back and let him tell us a little bit about himself. All right, there we go.
Hello.
All right, Mr. Baker. So you upgraded another half inch on the board, I see.
That's it, yeah.
Are you going to break 100 in Michigan today?
I am going to give it my best. I am going through a lot of, a little mixture of everything here, but it looks like a lot of males. But every now and then you run into, there's 20 inches out here, so.
Now, how close are you fishing to where Mr. Pepin was fishing?
He's up north Michigan, and I'm southeast, right on Lake St. Clair.
Gotcha. So is that where you're at? Right? Is that where you're at today?
Yeah, I'm on St. Clair right now.
Okay, right on, right on. Well, this is my debut with you. I'm not 100% sure if you got on the show last week, but this is my first time getting to interview you. Why don't you tell the fans something about yourself? Tell them who Jeremy Baker is.
Well, I'm an outdoorsman mainly. I mean, I'm a construction worker. I work for a gas company here in Michigan. So it is nice to be able to get out and fish and not be at work, I can tell you that. But basically anything outdoors, hunting, fishing. Came from the bass boat world. Used to do all the BFLs, amateur side, KBF stuff. And basically this would be my third year in a kayak. Kind of got out of it, bought a pontoon boat, took the family swimming, did all that, but I really had the itch to tournament fish again, and it's really been something. I can't believe how huge this kayak thing is, and I've really been enjoying it.
Right on, dude. Well, you're making a statement today. It's you're saying, "Here I am, come and get me."
I'm doing my best. It's been a battle. Last week we had strong east winds. It blew me around. I knew if I could fight through and put up the greatest bag last week, but did enough to get by, and that's really all the goal was last week. And you know, every day it's warming up here down in Michigan. It's going to be in the 80s this week, and it's really turning the fish on, and hopefully things will heat up from here on out. But it's not raining, so that's a good thing.
I mean, that's just another perfect example. You don't have to have the biggest bag of the week. You just have to have a bigger one than your opponent. But having the biggest bag of the week is a major confidence boost going into the next round.
Yeah, it's definitely way better to have a big bag, that's for sure.
I mean, once you're there,
got to fish right to the end, and that's what I plan on doing. I'm not going to let off the gas here. And you know, each week's a new battle, and this bracket thing's really, really fun and cool, and it's a different adventure every week. It seems like here, and like I said, I get the right weather, I might be able to do something here.
well, not only are you competing, winning the Sunday bracket. I'll actually tell you what you are for the whole thing right now, including the Saturday, guys. You are actually sitting in fourth place for the entire weekend. You're already beating some Florida guys. The only people in front of you are Brad Case at 101. So you're only 5.5 behind Brad Case, who fished out of South Florida. And then Conrad Benetti, who is at 98. So you're almost there with him. And Bobby Big Gun Morin, which is at 100.5. So those are the only three people in the entire competition ahead of you. And, the only other person close to you on Sunday is Derek Brundle.
Nice.
So
that's good company to be around.
Right on. I mean, if you're giving those guys a run for their money, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day. They're always right there at the top, and to be competitive with them and hang in there is a pretty good darn day, I think.
Right. Have you ever seen a tournament series where top 10 was consistently almost always 90 plus?
No, it's crazy. It really is. There's a lot of big fish being caught. Pretty impressive.
Right on, brother. Well, any shout outs that you want to give to anybody out there?
I better thank the wife and kids. You know, it's been a couple weekends here and going to keep going. We got our boat in yesterday, so I'm out fishing and not doing that. So I want to thank them for letting me do this bass fishing thing. So that'd be the most important, I guess.
Right on that. Hey, I understand the feeling there. We'll let you get back to fishing, buddy, and we'll check in with you later out throughout the day and see if you're still holding that first place spot strongly.
All right, Marcus, I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Take it easy, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, buddy.
Mr. Jeremy Baker. That man is a good. I mean, if you're not a Jeremy Baker fan after that, I don't know how you couldn't be. The dude's pretty humble. I mean, he's putting up numbers challenging our champion, putting up numbers challenging some major sticks in the kayaking game. But he's just like, hey man, I'm just here fishing, and he's not done yet. So we're gonna let him keep on grinding out here, and we're gonna keep on seeing what we can do on this whole Skype thing. I know that with a lot of the Sunday guys, I don't have a lot of Skypes for. I did just get a hold of Brady. And we're trying to get him on Skype as well. Let's see here. I think we have it. I bet this is him. How many other people are named Brady Stores and have a kayak in their username? All right, maybe that's the wrong one. There was two of them. Let's try the other one real quick. We'll see if we can get the other man from Nebraska. Mr. Brady.
What's up, Mark?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. I don't have your camera yet. I don't know if it just hasn't came through or if Skype made you turn it off. Sometimes it goes either way.
I have this button here that says video. I'll click that and see what happens.
Right on. There we go. There
You
we
see
go.
me?
I got you.
Can you hear me all right? It's kind of windy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The audio's coming through perfectly. So tell us a little bit about Brady, the second Nebraska angler we have in the bracket today.
Well, I live in central Nebraska. Marty is over in eastern Nebraska. But I'm 18 and I've been fishing, I don't know, probably like 5 years now out of a kayak, fishing tournaments. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what all I do is go fishing, so not much else to tell.
So you're 18 years old, and you're competing in a tournament with some of the biggest sticks in the game and doing well.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska is so competitive. People don't really realize how many sticks we actually have from Nebraska, and they've really driven me to figure out how to get better in order to cash some checks in this state. So we don't have the biggest fish, but the guys here know how to catch the ones to win. So that's that's kind of how I learned, is just, through having to get better if I wanted to win ever.
Have you gotten to fish with Mr. Hughes?
Oh yeah, I fish with Marty quite a bit. And he has he does a lot for like youth kayak fishing, getting kids into it. And so he'll like have little camps and stuff, and I've gone and helped with those before. It's pretty fun.
Right on, right on. In fifth place overall for the day. You're currently at 83.5 with a 21-inch kicker.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I just fishing this weed mat here. See, there's weeds all over. And just been throwing a frog. I've lost a couple of 17 to 18s, but she came up and rolled on it on the frog and missed it, and I just let it sit there for a second, and then I just work it one twitch at a time, and she came back and just crunched it.
Was that
No, that was I think my sixth fish.
Gosh, so that was a cull fish. That's a good cull.
Yeah, I called it like a 14 or something.
That's what happened when you jumped up on the leaderboard. I was wondering. I said, I know there was a major move somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, that one pulled pretty good. I was pretty excited about that one. My mom came out with me, and she just paddling around watching me, and we were pretty excited when that one came to the boat.
That is great. That's just another example of how support runs deep with family, and being able to get out there and kayak with your mom and then getting
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's come out with me for a long time. She used to have to, for some tournaments, because you'd have to paddle with an adult. So she's been with me here through all of it, and she's seen me catch some pretty big fish, like down at Lake Fork and stuff. She's been there for all the big ones that I've caught, and it's pretty awesome to have her along. It's like having a little cheering section on the water,
Oh, absolutely. Big fish in front of your mom.
Oh yeah, and she makes some pretty good lunches too, so that's a bonus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this fish, man. I'm gonna guess that thing's probably close to 5 pounds, wasn't it?
I didn't weigh her. She's definitely post spawn. She was pretty flat, but yeah, she was pretty hefty. There's a lot of those in this pond too. It's pretty pressured though. They just they can hide in all this, overgrowth and get away from people, and that's how they get so big in here. But there's a lot more in here. Hoping to find another one or two.
What's your best day on the water so far as 5 fish limit?
I think it's like, it might have been right at 100, I think.
You gonna break that today?
I mean, I'd like to. It's definitely possible. With the way this lake sets up in post spawn, here in a bit, after I get done with this grass mat, I'm going to go throw frogs for a little while longer. Then I got a spot down here, down the lake a little ways, and I'm going to throw the rat around, and then I'm going to pull out a big swim bait and see if I can find any fry garters and just post spawners sitting on the edges of the weeds. Oh yeah, I mean, in the tournament like this, you got a bag that's averaging 20 plus to win the thing. So, and I mean, I'd like to win the day. I don't just want to beat Jeremy. I want to, put my name up on the top there. I don't know if you get anything for that or not, but I'm just.
You get bragging rights?
What's that?
So you get bragging rights?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the most important thing about it.
Yup. Yeah, it's pretty cool to be a part of this tag bass bracket and get your name in there kind of early on, you know, and say that you were kind of there in the beginning. Pretty cool concept.
Well, from my knowledge, you're the youngest competitor we've got on the water.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm jealous. I would have loved to have been fishing in an event like this when I was 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty blessed. God's been pretty good to me, and He's given me quite the family to support me.
I don't know if I could have contended with you at 18, though.
Well, I've had a lot of experience in my early days because I've been fishing pretty much since I could, you know, walk. So it's not really new to me. It's just now I'm trying to figure out how to get better.
Well, I tell you what, as far as catching big fish goes, you're throwing the right baits.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man,
I gotta give a shout out to Jordan Westerman. I know he's fishing today, and he's kind of the guy that got me into throwing rats, especially. But the rat that I'm throwing is just a little spro. I don't have any good ones yet, but I actually got it for free at the Classic when I was down fishing the Bass Nation event. And they were giving out free spros, like I don't know if they're 30s or 40s or what, but I've been using that, and it's it's worth quite a bit of money now. It's put me up higher in quite a few tournaments.
right on. So you're actually the first person. I know you're probably not the first person that done it, but you're the first person I've talked to that is throwing a rat during a tournament. I've got like 6 of them. I haven't caught anything on them yet. I can't even catch a pickerel on them.
Oh yeah, man. When you do get a bite, you're about gonna crap your pants because usually they come up and it'll be like 10 times bigger than a frog blow up. Because with a rat, you know, if the rat sits inside of them, I'm sure a rat would eat through them. So they got to kill the thing before they eat it. So they'll either come up and destroy it, or they'll grab the back treble hook and try to drown it.
Man, well, hey, yeah, I've learned something new myself today. So it looks like that Marty Hughes is not the only teacher in Nebraska. Well, Brady, we'll let you get back to fishing, man. You just keep doing your thing. I'm rooting on you. I think that's awesome that we've got an 18-year-old contender. Tell mom I said hi, and you just keep doing your thing.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
See if you can't take one of them top 3 spots for the day. Let's see if we can make it happen.
Oh yeah, hopefully number 1.
Right on, brother. Well, good luck to you, and we'll check back in with you later this afternoon.
Alright, sounds good, guys. See ya.
See you, buddy. That's awesome. An 18-year-old out here grinding. That is what I'm talking about. That's absolutely great. Oh no, Shad Schaefer had a fish flop off the board today. I know that feeling all too well. Let me go ahead and see if we can't get Mr. Richie McMichael on the phone. And we'll see. I know that come on now, Skype, work with me a little bit. We'll see if we can't get him. Not getting a pickup with Mr. McMichael at the moment. We'll try that a little bit later on. No big deal. Like I said, a lot of these guys are going through weather and other stuff right now. So if we can't get them on the phone, we're not going to push them too hard. I'm the first one to say I slept through some of that storm, so it's coming. It's not something to play around with. storms on the water, especially big open bodies of water, man, it can just go nasty so fast. So if they can't answer, we don't want them to make a move to where they have to answer. We're just going to let them do their thing and check back in with them later on. I am going to see if I have a phone number for Mr. Tyler Cole, and I do. So we're going to see if we can get him on the phone. See here. And I know that he said that the storms were hitting Iowa. So let's see if he can answer.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Cole. This is Marcus with KBBT Live. How's it going out there?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Getting to sit back and watch you catch these fish this morning.
Yeah, we're getting on pretty good this morning. We got a big storm rolling in here probably within the hour.
Well, you gotta be if the fishing ended right now, dude, I would be pumped about your bag. You've got a solid stringer of 16s with a 19 3/4 inch kicker.
Yeah, they're up pretty tight to the bank, so just a matter of covering water and picking them off.
And that 19 3/4 inch bass is a tank.
Yeah, she was a horse. She was laying on a little weed clump and come up and smack the frog this morning first thing.
Whew, I bet that was a heck of a vacuum.
Yeah, there is nothing I love better than a good frog bite.
Right on, brother. Right on. Well, like I said, I'm not sure if you got to come on last week or not, but this is my debut getting to broadcast you. Tell me a little bit about Tyler Cole.
I'm from the eastern part of Iowa. I work for a co-op, working on their green equipment. Got two daughters. Fish a lot. I got into kayak fishing 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and it's been so fun to journey. And I can't get away from it now.
Right on, right on. Well, I mean, you're definitely making a name in the KBBT world. Like so many people have also this morning, you are also currently sitting in a top 5 spot. You're 4th place for the day at 85.5 inches. You're another one of those guys that's saying, "Look, I'm here. What you got?"
Yeah, the guy I'm fishing against, he's from western Iowa. He sent me a picture of hail out of this storm. The storm's been sitting on him all morning. So
He's not the only one.
no, it sounds pretty rough. So hopefully everybody stays safe.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and put that in there on that aspect. We always want to make sure that everybody is safe on the water. That is a definite. I know you did send me your Skype email. I don't know why, but I don't know if you have the Skype app on. It wouldn't let me go through on your phone.
I'm out here. I got some service, but not a lot on this lake I'm on. So that might have booted us out of it. So.
No worries. I figure that's what it is. I know a lot of these areas are spotty, especially Texas. But I mean, what is your goal for the day? Are you confident with what you got, or what is the goal that you're looking forward to take down throughout?
I'm looking. I think if I can put up low 90s, at 92, 93, I think I can compete. I think it's going to come down to a kicker fish between me and him. He's a heck of a fisherman. He fishes the Iowa series, and he's on some really good fish. And I put up 92 3/4 out of here last week, and traveled again through this lake's 3 hours from my house. Actually woke up at 12:30 9:30 last night and got on the road.
That's a long day.
Yeah, for sure. But it's, I don't know. I can fish sun up to sundown. I enjoy it a lot. So.
Right on.
I think low 90s will be competitive today.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Do you want to give any shout outs to anybody out there, sponsors, family, anything like that?
Yeah, I got it. My kids, they're my biggest supporters in all this. Off-field fishing, bass and bait, fucking custom rods. He built all my rods for me. Robohawk is a great lead here in Iowa. Favor Outdoors, you need oil insurance on your rod. Check into Favor.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey, I really appreciate it. I'm pulling for you in this one. You were my pick for this week, so I'm hoping you pull it out. And we'll check back in with you later on, closer to the end of this afternoon. I guess we lost him. He did say he was going through some rough signal. I kind of thought he stopped a little bit abruptly, but I was going to roll with it. We'll give him a call back later on. I did just get told that Mr. Richie McMichael is ready. We'll see if we can get him on the phone. Yeah, there it goes. Good morning, Mr. Richie. Hello? Mr. McMichael? Guess we got a little bit of service trouble there. Guess we got a little bit of service trouble. No worries, no worries. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the maker of the KBBT on the phone. Help us out with getting some of these guys on the phone. Let's see if we can get Mr. Greg on the line with us. Tom said he'll be ready here in about Oh, Greg's unavailable too. All right. No big deal. We're going to get some folks on the phone with this thing. We're going to rock this show out best we can. So we're just going to keep running with it. I'm going to try Richie again here in just a second. I want to make sure I'm calling the right email. I am. Okay. So I guess Richie's not available at the moment. I'm going to guess it was a service issue. It sounded like he tried to pick up, but it just wasn't coming through. So far this morning, we've talked to Mr. Baker. We've talked to Mr. Brundle. Richie McMichael just upgraded majorly, bumped Mr. Brady out of the top 5. Richie McMichael now has 89.5 inches, but that's not all. Derek Brundle is upgraded again at 91 inches. That might be why Richie declined our call. He was upgrading fish. That's a pretty good reason to decline it. We'll just go ahead and text him. Let us know when he's ready. Yeah, he just threw up some fish, and it looks like Mr. Merritt is now on the board. Rodney Merritt is now sitting at 83 inches. He is going against. Let me see if I can get who he's going against real fast. Rodney Merritt is going against Steve Glinka, and that's correct, who I believe has not yet posted a fish. We got a lot of fish getting added. Mr. Evans from Arkansas is now at 18.25. Shad Schaefer's now at 18 as well. Catherine Field on the board at 17.25. And here comes Zemke, 16.75 on the board. Mike Ortega's on the board at 16. So we have got some fish coming out. 25 of the 32 people now on the board. So we have got some people catching fish, folks. We're just going to keep going down the line here. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Mr. Merritt on, since he has jumped up on the board with us. Woo, I can't believe this. I think this is faster fish than yesterday, if you want me to be honest with you. I was fishing yesterday, so I didn't get to watch the whole broadcast, but I do know there are some fish getting caught. Quickly, I might add. So I'm not 100% sure if I do. I have a phone number for Mr. Merritt. Oh, we just got a message from Mr. Michael. He is ready. We'll have to check back in with Merritt momentarily. Mr. Ritchie. Hello? There we go. I got you now. I got you now. I don't have your camera, but I can hear you.
All right. I'm trying to get in the best service. I'm in the best area. It's a little service is a little going on.
Did you decline my call to upload fish?
Hello?
You there?
Oh no, I tried to answer it. Yeah, I'm here.
Gotcha.
No, I didn't decline any calls, I don't think.
It said decline, but like I said, Skype is always going to be Skype. But man, you came out of nowhere throwing up 89.5 inches, taking over third place of the day early.
Yeah, I caught probably 15 fish early this. I caught 15 fish, and
I think we might be losing. Yep, I think we lost him. There's a poor network connection, is what it's saying.
Waiting for one of those today.
Oh, I got you back now. Okay, we lost you for a second. The last thing we heard, I believe, was you were on them pretty good, and then it cut you out.
Yeah, I'm on them pretty good, but not the big fish yet. I'm sure they'll bite here pretty quick, but I basically got this lake to myself. It's filled with campers, but I'm the only boat on the water, so I have no other fishing pressure right now. So, but yeah, the fish have been biting good. Buzz bait, been flipping trees, weightless Cincos. So just been switching up, and it's a big bite now.
Well, it definitely sounds like you have less wind this week than you did last week.
Oh yeah, that's much nicer, man. I'm just out here. Don't have to battle the wind right now. So do you have video or is it just voice?
I've got video, but it's going back and forth. I'm assuming it's because of your service spot. Now we've lost video, but that's probably a service thing. No big deal. More importantly, we just want to make sure that we're not interrupting your fishing, and we can talk to you just a little bit.
Oh no, I need a few minute break anyway. My shoulder's starting to get sore.
Oh!
I fished all day yesterday. Caught some big fish yesterday at like a new lake I tried out just to have a secondary spot, but this spot here, man, I found it in 2018, and you can put up like 100 inches the first 4 or 5 times I came here, and my record's 104 inches in a day. But so it's a pretty good lake. It's averages right now in between 95. So yeah, you can put up 5 22-inch fish out here on a good day, but just got to find them. And today's a good day because we don't have any fishing pressure, and it's kind of partly cloudy, I guess. And the fish are up spawning a little bit. Some have spawned, some already have spawned, some haven't spawned yet. So just got all the fish in all 3 phases, just making for good fishing.
Right on. Well, I know that you are very well known. You are a major stick in the game. Just in case some of these guys out here don't know who Richie McMichaels is, you want to let them know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm from Missouri, grew up in Missouri, spent half of my life in Kirksville, Missouri, half of my life in Kansas City, been fishing my whole life. I've been tournament fishing now for about 20 years. Bought a boat back in 2004 or so and um, became a boater and started doing that for a while. And then about 2014, we started seeing the kayak scene around Kansas City, so I got into that and immediately loved it, man. Started out in an Ascend kayak. Didn't really like it too much then, but I found the right kayak for me, and then I just fell in love. And with the kayak fishing, I started out the local scene, won the AOI 3 years in a row in the local scene. So I was like, let me kind of move up and go regional and kind of see what I can do there. And I won the Midwest kayak fishing series angler of the year. Then I made the 10 the same year. So I just kind of wanted to start traveling a little bit more. Because when I had my boat, I didn't travel more than like 3 hours. Now with the kayak thing, I've been traveling across the country, exploring new bodies of water, and just having a blast fishing, man, out of a kayak. And I ended up selling my boat last year because all it did was sit in the garage. And my wife's like, you either start using it or get rid of it. So I ended up selling on it, and now I'm out fishing every weekend. My wife works weekends, 13-hour shifts at the hospital, so I got all weekends, every weekend usually free to fish. And that's about it, man. I love kayak fishing, love tournament fishing, and I'm kind of bummed this year that a lot of stuff's been canceled. But it looks like everything's starting. We got a tournament starting next week for Moyak and KBBT on Table Rock. Whoever I'm facing next week will be Table Rock as well. So I'm not sure who it will be, but there should be a lot of people down there fishing that lake next weekend. That's it, man. I just love coming out, exploring new water. Especially like today, you're the only buddy on the lake with 300 acres, with a lake loaded with big fish. It doesn't get any better than this, man. So, just enjoying myself out here. And you have me?
Yeah, I got you. Absolutely. That's the best feeling in the world when you get out there and know that you've got the entire area you want to fish to yourself, and you can take your sweet time doing it. That's the best. That's the best feeling in the world. And now I did want to ask, what do you think that you would have to put up today to get past Shad, or do you think you're pretty confident in the limit you've got already?
Oh no, I'm not confident in my limit. I would be happy with 95. I know he put up 92 and a half, and we got some good little bodies of water here in Kansas and Missouri. So I seen he had one 18-inch fish already on the board. I'm not sure if he has anything else, but I'm sure he has a limit by now. But he's probably just putting up his big ones. But I'd be confident. I would like to get one 20-inch fit, 19 or 20-inch fish, and then I'd be confident with that. But I'm not confident where I'm sitting right now.
He does have one 18-inch on the board at the moment. I think he had a fish jump off the board a little bit earlier on. So I think he's having a little bit of a rough day himself.
Well, yeah, I hope he does pretty good. I want a good battle today. A lot of people don't know who Shad is. I didn't know who he was until earlier this year, and he's just, I don't know if he's new to the kayak scene or what, but he seems to put up some good limits. He's a pretty good fisher.
Right on, brother. Well, any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, I don't do the sponsorships that much. Probably should get into that a little bit, but just like I'm with Bass Mogul. They're the guys that own are down by Joplin and Ozark area, and they have a lot of good apparel, hats, fishing shirts, rain gear, t-shirts, stuff like that. So if you fishing gear or some fishing clothes. I like the Bass Mogul. I like their logo and everything, and I like their quality of gear. So, yeah, go give Bass Mogul a check if you look for a hat, shirt, or something like that. So, yeah, that's about it, man.
Right on, brother. Well, we'll let you get back to fishing. We'll check in with you later on the day. We'll see if you can hit that 95 mark.
All right, I'm definitely gonna try to, man.
You got it, boss. Well,
Cool. I'm gonna get back. I've just put my phone up here so I can start fishing again. I might lose you though.
all right, well, we'll hang out with you for a minute. We'll see if you catch something on camera. If you lose us, we'll go on to the next guy. No big deal. Well, nobody's caught a fish on camera yet this morning, so we'll see if Richie's the first one to do it.
I have a bunch of fish messing around in this hydrilla out here in about 7-8 feet of water. I like to run this buzzbait over the top of that thing really fast so they don't get a very good look at it, just so they just see something on top and they'll just come up and smash it.
There's something about a buzzbait bite that's just magical.
And you know, in this area, the buzzbait bite's usually on right now. A lot colder than it normally is this time of year. Our temperatures have been way under, and usually the fish have spawned up here by now, but they're just now starting to. Let's see, the water's still not even in the 70s. It's like 66 degrees, 65 degrees, and for the end of May, it's usually in the 70s, mid 70s, but this buzzbait should start coming on. And I would really like it with the sun straight above the head. Most people don't like, the sun comes out, they stop throwing topwater. When the sun comes out, that's when I start. I don't start until after the sun comes out. I like this black buzzbait with the gold blade. With that sun out, just love it. I know they do here at this lake anyway.
So you're using a black buzzbait in daytime, and I'm assuming pretty clear water.
No, there's probably, right now it's like 6 inches to a foot visibility. Those fish are like in that hydrilla, they're sitting on the very top of the water column, so you don't need much visibility. It's like when I found this lake in 2018, it was not muddy. A culvert got broken. They had to rebuild it. Ever since then, there's been tons of rain, and this lake's muddy up. Every time for the buzzbait, 10 feet under the surface and just smash it. But now you just gotta. That's why it's a little bit slower now, because you just got to put it right in front of a fish's face. But yeah, another thing that's good, there's a lot of grass out here, and there's a lot of that snot moss. So anytime you can get on a shoreline where you know some fish are spawning, just go in there and flip like a weightless Cinco or a weightless trickworm, something like that. And I smash them out here. All I do is have to bring one rod. That's pretty fun. But I'm hoping to get a fish on here for you.
Hey, we're hoping you do too.
Before I lose you. That's nice. He's got buzzbait caught in the tree.
That's the camera curse, my friend.
What's that?
That's the camera curse.
There we go. Tell you what, man, having this 360, Hobie 360, just changed the way I fish too. It's just, you never have to pick up a paddle or do anything anymore with this thing. It is a machine.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you don't have to use your hands for anything but cranking on a reel, the more time you get casting, the more fish you're going to catch. I mean, that's the name of the game. The more lines you get in the water, the more chances you got.
Oh yeah, your percentages go way up when, there's some guys that can do the paddling thing, but when I had my Ascend, I was a mess. I just couldn't do it. I know some people are really good at that.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who's been paddling through this whole thing. We had pretty similar wind last week. Paddling through it.
Yes, I think Greg said you dumped your kayak or something.
Yeah, so what happened was I went out at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was pretty dark because it was all clouds, so it was pitch black. And I was going over to my spot, and a rogue wave came over to my right, and I heard it before I seen it, and I was surfing it down. It wasn't really no big deal, but my back end caught on the grass mat or a stick or something, and when it did that, it shoved my front end down into the water to my left. And after a little bit of it catching, that was the weight of the water was too much for it. It just went ahead and dumped it over.
Well, hopefully you didn't lose anything.
I lost one tackle box. Everything else either floated off and I was able to recover it later or sat right on top of the grass mat. It was pretty thick.
Yeah, 'cause I don't tie anything down. I don't have any floaties on anything. If I tip this thing, everything would be gone. Thousands of dollars gone.
I don't tie anything on my kayak either. That's the first time I've flipped in freshwater, but I wouldn't blame it on the kayak. It's just one of those things, man, when that back end catches and throws your front end to the left. Water's heavy. A lot of people don't think about that water weight.
Yeah. I've never been in any bad situations yet in the kayak. Lake Fork a couple years ago got pretty sketchy, but I've never feared tipping myself thing yet.
Lake Fork can get sketchy in a hurry.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to the bite's going to slow down a little bit. You're just going to have to slow down and just fish really slow. It's going to be painful, but I haven't been able to get a reaction bite yet going on. It's usually very slow. Occasionally, I'll get a buzzbait, but I only got one fish on a buzzbait so far today. They're not really seeming to hone into it yet. Come on. Oh, there's fish. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Richie McMichael's going to be the first one to put one on the camera.
That's not that big.
That is a fatty.
Yeah, they're all fat right now. This one, I think, this one's up. Let's see. That's 16. It's a baby.
Yeah, your smallest fish is 17 and a quarter.
Yeah. These fish are so fat, even the 16, 17 inches feel like 5-pounders when you first set the hook.
Man, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, he just boat flipped a 4-pounder, but then studying, you can tell it's a little short, but that sucker was a chunk.
Since this water's a little stained, this is all based on what I'm doing right now. It's something very simple. A little light worm hook, 5-inch black Cinco. I'm just skipping it up into any hole, Occasionally I'll wacky rig it, but there's just too much jerk. I'm trying to get this thing in. I'm in the very back. A lot of these fish are extremely shallow, just as long as they have enough water to be over their backs. They're up right on the banks. But, man, I was wishing that was a big one.
Hey, to be fair, the camera adds inches and weight, I've noticed. So, to any onlookers that were just watching it, it looked close to 19 on camera.
Well, it was fat enough to be a 19. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep you back in this creek, but...
Well, that's okay, buddy. You got the first fish on camera for the whole day, so we'll let you get back to fishing, and we'll check in with you later this afternoon.
Cool, man. All right. Thanks. All right, you guys. I had enough service to go this.
Yes, sir. Well,
Cool.
we definitely
All right.
do. We appreciate it, buddy, and you take it easy.
Yeah, no problem. All right, have a good one, man.
You too, brother.
Oh, there's another. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Big one. Oh, it broke my line.
Oh no.
That was over a 20-incher. It was right at the boat.
Oh no.
All right, man. I gotta go.
Later, buddy. On the bright side, I am no longer the only person to bust off a giant fish on camera. Unfortunately, it did happen to Richie McMichael, who's competing today. Trust me, I know the pain. I feel for you, but thank you for providing us some fish. So let's get right back into it. We're gonna keep this thing grinding out. We're getting updates on the water. We're going to go ahead and run through the bracket as best I can here. Jeremy Baker currently at 95.5 inches. He is taking on Mr. Baxter, who is at 75.25. We've got Derek Brundle sitting at second place with 93.5. And Derek, let me see if I have Derek on here, is taking on Mr. Mike Ortega. Mike Ortega's got one fish at 16 inches. Marty Hughes is sitting in third place at 90 inches even now. He is starting to find some cold fish. He is taking on Tim Gurley, who is sitting at 70.25. Richie McMichael sitting at 89.5. He is taking on Mr. Shad Schaefer, who is now, he is upgraded, I believe. He is now at 35.75. Then we have Rodney Merritt out of Maine, who is taking on Steve Glinka. I'm going to check, but I believe Glinka is one of the few people we have. Yeah, Glinka hasn't posted a fish just yet. Mr. Rodney Merritt sitting at 89.25. Troy Inky sitting at 86 inches. He is taking on Mr. Jeff Malott, who is currently at 0. Tyler Cole sitting at 85.5. He is taking on Mason Good, who has yet to post a fish. Eric Polans is sitting at 80.5 inches. Mustache taking on the beard Matt Linsenman that's sitting at 52. Mr. Jordan Westerman sitting at 77.5 inches. Mr. Westerman is taking on Brian Hillman out of Missouri. Let's see. Mr. Hillman has got a 112.5 inch fish on the board at the moment. Turner Williams sitting at 72.5 with 4 fish still is taking on Kyle Zemke, who has just thrown up his third fish, is sitting at 50 inches even. And then it looks like Mr. Charette is sitting at 55.25. Let's see who he's taking on real fast. Mr. Charette is taking on Robert Weicker from Ohio. And Robert has yet to post a fish as well. And then we have got Sam Jones sitting at 29.25, taking on Kyle Evans out of Michigan. I believe I thought I seen. Oh, you know what? I guess I accidentally skipped over him. Kyle Evans is sitting at 80. Okay, he is sitting at 82 or 81, 80. I guess it'll be 82 even. He mistyped one of his fish. I'm sure that'll get changed. So Kyle Evans sitting at 82 even. He is taking on Sam Jones, who is sitting at 29.25. Did I do that right? I did do that right. Okay. So, and then we've got Mr. Conant sitting at 81.5. He is taking on who is Mr. Conant taking on, and why don't I have him on here? Probably because I'm looking at the wrong bracket. That would explain a lot. All right, Conant is taking on Tate Schwab from Pennsylvania. And Tate has yet to post a fish either. Now I think I've caught that. Oh, Brady's store. Sorry about that. Brady is sitting at. He is going against Jeremy Brands. Brady is at 83.5. And Jeremy is sitting at one fish at 15.25. Greg Matakaitis, the funnest name I get to say all day, sitting at 27.75, taking on Eric Siddiqui, who has yet to post a fish. Miss Christine, or Catherine, not Christine, Catherine Field is sitting at a total of 17.25, taking on Kylan Evans from Arkansas, who is sitting at 18.25. There is a 1-inch difference. Both have one fish. And that is our standings currently. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try to get another angler on the phone. We'll run through 3 or 4 of them, and then we'll do another update. We now have 3 people over 90. Jeremy Baker, Derek Brundle, and Marty Hughes. Richie McMichael and Rodney Merritt pulling up 4th and 5th, both over 89. So good day this morning. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't get Mr. Merritt on the phone real fast, and just continue throughout our day. So it's been pretty good. Richie McMichael's thrown up the first fish on the board so far, and we'll see if anybody else does that. Like I said, I apologize in advance. A lot of these Sunday guys I did not have Skype for, and I couldn't get back a hold of them in time. But we're going to do the best we can and just keep going out from there. Mr. Rodney, this is Marcus on KBBT Live. How's it going, buddy?
That's pretty good right now.
I see that, Mr. You're sitting in freaking 5th place overall today, 89.25 inches early, a solid 17-inch stringer with a 19.25-inch kicker.
Oh yeah, they're on. I'm fighting through them. I got a lot of wind, and I had 28 degrees when I got out here this morning.
How much?
28.
Oh, there ain't no way you can keep that. Red beard don't get out and play if it ain't at least 60. It ain't happening. Nope.
It's warmer now. It's warmer now. And I saw a moose a little while ago.
You saw a moose.
I saw a moose a little
Oh no, brother. Me and you are in the two totally different. You know what? I walked outside and seen the sun. Okay. All I know, did you know that it's almost June?
Yeah, we had weird weather because just a few days ago we had 85 degrees.
And now it's in the 20s.
Yeah, but it only overnight we had a frost. That's the last time we'll see that, I'm sure.
So
It'll probably end up in the high 50s for days.
it was 80 degrees outside. It dropped 60 degrees, and you're still throwing up big fish. And you're still throwing up 89.25-inch stringer. I'm gonna tell you something. My fish would have died. They would have said, screw it. They would have gave up. They would have thrown in the towel.
I'm throwing just a little Zoom white crawl on a break and that kind of staging right there coming in, and I'm just moving it slow, coming off the bottom, and bang.
Wow. So, well, I'll tell you what, man, this is my first time getting to talk to you. Why don't you tell the world who Mr. Rodney freaking Merritt is?
Rodney freaking Merritt. Well, I'm a pro staff member for Old Town, which Old Town Canoe Kayak is made right here in Maine. And I'm also a hunting guide here in Maine. 35 years before that, I retired. And I fished big boats for a lot of years. Ran my Triton all over the place and had a good time with it. Well, when he moved to Texas, and he called me up one day. He says, "Dad, what do you know about this kayak fishing stuff?" I said, "Oh, I read about you about it. Looks like fun." I went down, fished the tournament down to Allen Henry with him. Came back, spent a whole bunch of money. Ended up being angler of the year here last year up in Maine, up in the state of Maine, and then fished BASS stuff a little bit, what they had, and went down a Hobie event, and just had a great time with it. I mean, the community is unbelievable. I just love it. I'm addicted.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, my new nickname for you is going to be the Eskimo. That's what we're gonna go with.
If you want to punch up on my website, Ida Pro Outfitters, Ida, EIDER, like the Eider duck, because I do a lot of duck guiding, and you'll see me and see my big huge boat that I use, and it'll give you a little insight into who I am.
Right on. Well, go ahead and say that just one more time, just in case they didn't hear you. What was that website again?
IdaPro.com.
IdaPro.com.
IdaPro.com. And that'll be me.
All right. So anybody out there watching this, go check out IdaPro.com. Get a little bit of hands-on experience getting to know Mr. Rodney, the Eskimo Merritt.
I'll see if I can make that number a little bigger today. I'll see if I can scan 3 digits.
Well, dude, you are taking on a hammer, Steve Glinka.
He and I chatted last night. Heck of a nice guy. Heck of a nice guy.
Isn't he though?
Yeah, oh yeah. Because last week I had the another hammer. I had you'd have to look it up on the
Let me see if I've got it real quick. Let me see if I've got it real fast.
Oops, I just lost one.
Uh-oh, that ain't no good.
No, it wasn't your fault. I'm just talking.
Right on. Let me see. Last week you had Dusty Yacker. You took down Dusty. You know what? I'm going to compare you to a guy that had to go through 2 straight hammers as well. You know, last bracket, Matt Frencherus had to take out Mark Pendergraft, and then right after Pendergraft had to go against Derek Brundle. I think that's right. No, that's not right. Anyways, I don't think he had to go against Derek Brundle until like the next round or so. Either way, he had to go back to back to back to back hammers the whole way through, and you're already on that rope. And then,
well, if you don't beat them, you can't win the tournament, can you?
that's right. Hey, and you're freezing your butt off doing it.
I got a good one, Art. I got a good one, Art.
Uh-oh, I wish we could see it, but hell, we're listening.
Right there. All right. Yeah, he's
You need me to give you a small stick?
For me. He's about 17. He ain't gonna do nothing for me.
17 and a quarter is your smallest.
Yeah, no, he's gonna have. He ain't gonna do nothing for me. So I'm gonna have to send him back home.
Now I gotta ask, if you are to take on somebody next week, if you pass this week and you go on to the next round, are you wanting to go against mustache or beard?
I don't know. That sounds like a trick question to me.
I mean, are you rooting on Magnum PI or Duck Dynasty? What's your pick?
Well, I guess I prefer to go against Magnum PI with the Hawaii.
Well, I don't think Eric Pollins is from Hawaii, but he does have a strong mustache game, so we're gonna leave him at that. But you want to give any shout outs to anybody, man?
Gee, I'll tell you what, the people at Old Town are incredible. They've set me up with. I'm in the new Big Water, and holy crap! Because last year I was in a different brand, and this year with the instant reverse, it is just it keeps me on the spots, and I like it. I really can fish out of this thing. So, Old Town, I give a huge shout out to them. They take care of me. The thing's rock solid. And when I say rock solid, these are glacial lakes, a lot of rocks, and I hit a lot of rocks. And so this drive is bulletproof, and that's unbelievable. Yeah, that would be my biggest shout out right there, right now.
Right on, brother. Well, man, we appreciate you coming on for a little bit. I'll let you get back to fishing, see if you can't upgrade a little bit more, and we'll holler at you closer this afternoon.
Yeah, give me a holler. I'm surprised. I'm up here in the woods, so I was surprised I had as good a signal as I do. But you're more than welcome to call me anytime. I keep fishing, as you can see.
Right on, brother. We'll talk to you soon, man. You get out there and make some upgrades, and we look forward to hollering at you later.
How's the competition doing? I haven't checked.
Mr. Glinka has, let me refresh just to make 100% sure. Mr. Glinka has yet to post a fish.
He's probably sandbagging. He's got something. He's the guy. He'll put something up today.
We stay tuned to find out. That's for sure.
All right, buddy. We'll talk later.
All right, buddy. Take it easy. We'll talk all later on. Whoo! 29 degrees. Ain't no way. Update alert. Charner Williams is now sitting at 91 1/4 inches. He posted his 5th fish, and he is now on the hunt to take down my man Kyle Zemke. He's trying. He is trying to make it. So we're going to go ahead and try to get our next guy on the phone here. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. Bear with me 1 second here. All right, I got to get another person's Skype email. I realized I did not have it. So we'll go on to the next guy here. Let's see if we can't get Mr. Conant on the phone. He's going to hate me by the time this thing is done. But just saying his name every possible way is probably one of the funnest things we get to do. So I hope that he's not upset by it. We certainly don't want to make anybody upset, but it is definitely all fun and games. And I did pick him to win this week, so I try to return the favor of it. Let me see here. He's not pulling up. Oh, well, before I start in with Mr. Matthew, I did just get our next guy to give me his Skype information. So let's see if we can get it pulled up real fast. Or Skype can just, tell me it's not going to do anything at all. I guess that could work out too. But this guy is slowly climbing up the leaderboards. And I've got it. Let's give him a call. Mr. Troy Inky.
Good morning.
Good morning. I see you climbing.
I'm making a little headway.
It's not a Fort Gibson day 2, is it?
No, I've actually caught a bass today, not a white bass or a catfish. I've caught some good largemouth today.
Boy,
not like last weekend.
That was a tough day, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Buddy, I'll get off the negative, get on to the positive. You're sitting at 86 inches, got pretty consistent fish throughout, but you've got a 19 3/4 inch kicker that looks like a hog daddy.
Yes, chatterbait's working again today. Not like last weekend, but it's working. We got flat calm back here where I'm at. Supposed to have some south wind today, and anytime the wind picks up, it helps my bite.
Right on. You want to turn your camera on just in case you do catch a fish? We get to see it.
Let's see.
There we go. We got you now.
All right.
So I gotta ask, you have become a fan favorite. I don't
Uh-oh.
know if that was intended or not intended, but there are a lot of people that are claiming that you're going all the way to the top, but a lot of people don't realize you're going to be putting in double duty on Table Rock next weekend.
Right. Yeah. Next weekend's going to be a challenge. I just got to thank Todd Patrick for paying all those people to be my fans. He's my number one supporter.
So you're part of the Todd Patrick pro staff team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey man, that's a fun place to be. I got to give kudos where kudos are due. My phone completely crapped out on me yesterday, and I was freaking out because just for the fact that I had all my pictures of my wife and daughter on there. The dude kept me calm through the whole thing and just said, "Hey, it's gonna be fine, dude. Don't even worry about it." Todd's a great dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to meet him last year at the Table Rock event, and immediate fan of that guy. He's good people.
Dude, I can't wait to have a Wendy's breakfast with the guy. The way he talks about Wendy's breakfast, man, I want to go do it now. I enjoy Todd Patrick.
I'd like to get on the water with you fellas, do some fishing. Are you going to make it up here to Table Rock next weekend?
I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to be broadcasting both days, so I think I'm hanging out at the house next weekend.
All right.
I couldn't afford to donate another $200 at the moment anyway.
I'm just trying to wash the taste of Fort Gibson out of my mouth. Get all that nasty Fort Gibson slime off my boat. I don't think I'll be going back there.
No, I could go the rest of my life without seeing that lake. I floated over a Oklahoma National Forest sign or something of that sort. Floated over it.
Oh my. Yeah, it was not good. I mean, if it was a white bass tournament, I would have been on them.
Oh, dude.
I had 26 white bass, a catfish, and a drum yesterday.
I had a channel cat, a flathead catfish, a huge crappie, a green sunfish, a couple like 11-inch largemouth, and I caught 2 white bass over 15 inches and a hybrid.
That's the Oklahoma triple trifecta.
It's like I could catch any species I wanted except for the ones I needed.
Right. I think we should have gone crappie fishing. We probably would have slayed the bass.
Oh, dude. I just wanted to. I think it should have turned into a catfish tournament myself.
There you go.
But I know there is. We do have some newer viewers on today that I haven't seen, so I've just been having everybody, including major hamers like yourself, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit who Troy Inky is.
All right. Well, born and raised here in the Missouri Ozarks. I grew up fishing the local streams and rivers, the Big Piney, the Gasconade, the Ruby Doo, the Current River, doing a lot of float trips in the summertime. And one thing leads to another, and I get the bass bug. And, growing up in the country, we had like 3 channels. So there was no TV or internet back then. So fishing rod was my game of choice, and spent a lot of time on the local ponds and stuff. And so I've always had the bass bug. And about 6-7 years ago, I discovered the co-angling circuit on FLW and Bassmaster, and so I got into that situation and did that for about 3 years, and had no idea that the fishing kayak universe even existed until I saw one of Greg Blanchard's videos, and I thought, man, that looks great. I could do that. And so I bought a used Native Slayer Max Propel 10-footer and started joining the local kayak clubs and started doing pretty well. My first year, I was able to get the Missouri State Championship in one of our clubs here called KMO. I also got a first place up at Mark Twain Lake, which I'd never fished before. And after that first season, I was fully hooked and fully committed. And I had joined Moyak that year as well, and fell in with those guys. Josh Booth runs a great program, and since that first year, I've committed most of my time to Moyak. I've become their webmaster, taking care of their website, and doing anything I can for the club. Just love that whole group, and we're approaching 200 members this year. We're really growing. It's wonderful.
That is awesome.
Last year, I was able to capture the Missouri State crown on the Moyak side. So I've got 2 Missouri State championships in my first 3 years. This is my 3rd year competing, and been traveling all across the Midwest with Josh and Brian Hillman and Jeff Mellencamp and the crew, going to KBF events. Been to a Hobie TOC one time down at Lake Fork. We won't talk about that. That was another Fort Gibson nightmare in the fall. And but I redeemed myself this year at Lake Fork. Got a decent score. Nothing to write home about, but I had a good time there in the spring. So Lake Fork in the spring, much better in my opinion than Lake Fork in the fall. So.
Oh, absolutely. Lake Fork in the spring is almost unbeatable, but you go, as soon as that's over, it's a different world.
Yes. So this year, going to be doing some more KBF events. I made to go to the Hobie lacrosse event. I love lacrosse. That's one of my favorite places to go. I've only been there one time, but got a top 10 on the pro side in KBF last year. My first time there, and I just love that whole fishery and the whole area around it. The food's incredible, and those people know how to take care of a sportsman up there.
Right on, man. What's your goal today? What do you think you're going to need to pass Mr. Malott, who hasn't posted a fish just yet, but we all know some of them Arkansas lakes are a little spotty.
Oh, I believe he's vacationing at Table Rock this weekend, so I don't know if he's doing the family thing today or if he's hiding back in the weeds with 95 inches. But I've got 86. I don't feel comfortable there. I'd like to get in the mid-90s today. I'm going to have to cut it short. I've been gone since Wednesday night and Memorial weekend. I need to spend some time with the family. So, and we're also in the middle of a potential house sale. So I've got a lot of stuff happening at home. So I need to get off the water and get back to the house, or else I won't ever be able to get back on the water. If Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy, you know.
Amen. Can I get an amen? So I gotta ask, what inch margin do you want to hit personally before you pack it up and say I'm good for the day either way?
I'd like to have 91, and if he can get 91 today on Memorial weekend on Table Rock, my hat's off to him. If he can get 92 inches or 91 and a quarter, whatever.
You catch 121-inch fish right now on camera, and you can go home.
Well, I'm in a spot to do it, but but the weather, the sun's come out. My bite typically shuts down a little bit when the sun comes. I got my wind now, but the sun is. I wish I had some cloud cover. That weatherman, you never can trust him, you know.
Amen. Did you? I know you were, if I'm not mistaken, fish. Didn't you say you were fishing White River chain?
Yeah.
Did it get flash flooded like everything down here?
Yes, it did. We got 11 feet high on Table Rock, and I believe Beaver is up at its top level, and Bull Shoals is nearly 40 feet high.
Oh no, y'all can have all that. Ain't no way I'm going Table. I'm done fishing flooded anything. Oh, hello, fish. Woo, that is small.
That is a carp. We're in a full-on carp spawn here.
I seen plenty of them yesterday too.
Yes.
Jumping carp that were not Asian carp. That's something I'm not used to seeing.
Big old orange bellies.
I think they were red horse.
Yeah, it could have been.
They looked like they were. I had one jump pretty close. It looked like pretty big red horse.
We've got some magnum carp in this pond.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've ever been. Carp fishing is probably one of the funnest things I've ever done.
You know, I think that's huge over in Europe. That's bigger than bass fishing over there.
It is, and it's starting to grow in areas in the U.S. now.
Is that right? I mean, they take that extra serious. I mean, the serious as we do this. And
there's some places over in Pennsylvania that are carp ponds. They have the the rod holders that hold 5 rods already set up there in the ground, and it's just a public carp pond.
I'll be.
I've done it with my bass equipment, and it's a blast.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
get serious into it.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get a 20-pound carp, that'd be like redfish fishing, I imagine.
Well, I've caught a couple 20-plus grassies out of the Washita River, and they usually pull you around for about a half hour or more.
I bet. Now combine that with the kayak, and that might be something.
When you hook onto something that big, you're no longer a fisherman; you're a bobber.
That's right. That's right.
But any shout outs you want to give to anybody, brother?
Oh, I'd like to say hi to all the guys at OMTC today. They're probably selling a ton of kayaks in this beautiful weather. And shout out to all the gang with Moyak. Can't wait for our first live tournament on Truman Lake here in a few weeks. I'll see everybody hopefully next week at Table Rock if it doesn't get canceled. And everybody tight lines and be safe out there. Wear your PFD. Get that flag sticking up in the air. Get your lights on. Everybody be careful. Let's have some fun.
Amen to that one, man. Well, I'm rooting on you. I hope as soon as we get, it seems like everybody is starting to catch fish as soon as we get off camera. So, as soon as we get off, maybe you'll land that 21-incher, go home and be able to spend time with the family. That way you can get some time off the water. I know you're probably exhausted.
Yep. It's a good kind of tired.
Well, take it easy, brother. I'll probably won't holler at you later because I know once you're off the water, you're going to be spending family time. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you do your thing. And, we'll either see you next week or we won't.
All right. Sounds good, Marcus. Y'all take care.
Take it easy, buddy.
All right.
The first public mentioned member of the Todd Patrick Pro staff. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking of Todd Patrick, let's go ahead and see if we can get him on the phone. He did send me a message saying he's ready right now. Let's go ahead and see if Todd Patrick wants to come on with us. If it'll connect. There we go. Todd freaking Patrick. I'm on hold. Todd's got me on hold. No elevator music. No nothing. Just hold. Huh. I wonder if he knows he's got me on hold. Todd, take me on hold. Did you know you had me on hold?
Hello.
I've got your voice. I don't have your camera. Can you hear me? There we go.
Yeah, I can hear me now. Sorry about that, dude. Jeez, Pete.
So we just got off the phone with your first publicly mentioned pro staff member of Team Todd Patrick.
Which one?
Troy Inky gave you
Troy
a huge shout out on air.
Is he having a good day?
He is currently sitting in 8th place at 86 inches.
Nice. I know my boy Jeremy Baker in Michigan is throwing it down.
97 inches.
Messaged me earlier and said, "Hey man, I got a 20 and a half that I submitted. It's supposed to be 20 and 3/4. How do I change it?" I said, "We'll take care of it, bud."
But that's not all. Charter Williams just called. He's now at 93 and 3/4. He's making Zippy work for it.
Yeah, well, and what does Zimke got now?
Zimke's at 50 inches with 3 fish, but knowing him, he's probably laughing, goofing off, and just saying they're going to bite when they bite.
Remember, Zimke right now is fishing, and it's only 9 o'clock where he's at. Yeah. So he's only been on the water 3 hours.
Yep.
So everybody's got to remember, we got that West Coast love with Utah, with Catherine Field and Zimke out there in Idaho. So those guys, those two anglers will be fishing quite late tonight.
Yeah, they'll fish till what is it? They'll fish until 5 o'clock
6,
Central Time,
yeah,
6
6
o'clock
p.m.
Eastern.
Eastern. Yeah. So we'll be watching fish roll in for both of those anglers. I'm going to get the stats up here so I can get on the same page with you.
Right
Um,
on.
and let's get this show going, brother.
Absolutely, that's what I'm talking. I think Catherine Field just put up another fish. She is now sitting at 30 and a quarter now, so she has now
A
jumped
good
up
pace.
over Kyle
Good
Evans.
pace. That's a good pace.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely. I don't have a Skype for Mr. Conant, but we are going to give him a phone call.
Yeah, he was a treat to talk to last week. Getting to hear him, learn about his story on how he got started with Derek Brundle and friends up in Massachusetts.
Yeah, those two guys seem to have a whole lot of respect for each other.
They're
Um,
actually best friend. They're actually best friends, from what I hear.
that's what Brundle was telling us on the phone last week, I believe. But they're both grade A folks, and I know Derek Brundle is having a heck of a day today.
Oh yeah, what's he at?
Derek is sitting at 94 and a half.
Oh wow, he's the second biggest bag of the day behind my main man Jeremiah Baker.
That's right.
Let's see Chandler Williams. Then we got Marty Hughes. Dude does not fail to hit 90.
Ever.
Like I think he failed to hit 90 once, maybe.
Once.
Marty is on them fish in Nebraska, man. That is awesome. Tyler Cole, I can't. I went against him and picked the young kid, versus Tyler this week, Mason Good. But Tyler is showing us why I should have picked him with 89 3/4. Richie McMichael's doing it again. Troy Inky, Brady Stores out of New England or Nebraska.
He's 18 years old.
Who's that?
Brady Stores is 18 years old.
Yeah, Brady's a young one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's insane.
I gotta look and see where is Jeremy. I mean, I'm not gonna call out his spot. He does so good with taking his pictures inside that boat. I wanted to see the clarity of his water, but if he's throwing up smallies like that, I would almost bet money he's on LSC.
He is on St. Clair, I believe. We talked to him a little bit earlier.
And I don't be shocked to see him put up 102 or 103 today.
He said he was going for triple digits. Him and Brundle both are.
Yeah, I'm Derek, man. Great. I mean, that's a great start, right there in the Northeast at 94 and a half.
I'm gonna.
Look at Merritt. Merritt out of Maine with 89 3/4.
Yeah.
I think he just got. Did he just get there? No, he's been there for a while. His fish are all judged through.
Oh,
Kyle Evans out of Michigan just put up a 19 and a half. He's got 82 and a quarter.
Yeah,
Let's see. Looks like he's on Lake St. Clair too. Look at that water clarity in the background there.
Absolutely. I'm gonna see.
And remember, guys, Kyle's out there fishing with a broken ankle.
Ooh. No, we're not. I just realized that Skype is trying to make me. Skype is trying to charge me to call. You can't use dial pad on Skype, apparently.
No.
I was gonna try it.
You got to buy Skype bucks or something like that. It's something weird. Look at Jordan Westerman out of Iowa again. Just, 80 and 3/4, just staying steady, staying solid. That's a nice little bag there for the morning. Eric Polans, it's my guy right there. He's off to a decent little start, 80 and a half. Zemke just jumped up to 67 inches, my friend. He just put his fourth bass on a board.
That's what I'm talking about. He's making. I'm telling you now, man. I told you guys don't sleep on the guy. I'm not sleeping on Chartner either. But Zemke is known as one of the best smallmouth fishermen in his area. So, I'm not going to be surprised to see him throw up some major numbers today. And he's got all day to do it. So, Just
you
sit back and watch the magic happen.
Now already today is showing out over yesterday. We're sitting right around halfway through today, Eastern time, and we've got 332 fish. I think yesterday we had 164 or 167, maybe it was 170. So they're already almost on pace with yesterday's complete day amounts. So the north and the west are showing out.
That's
they're showing that their fisheries are on fire right now, guys.
I had said that earlier. I wasn't 100% sure if that was right, but I was pretty sure that they were catching more fish today.
Oh yeah, once we hit the 340 fish mark, I think that we'll be tied for what we did yesterday. I think we were like right around the 170 mark for the total daily catch yesterday.
Gotcha.
So tell me about this Doc Acosta interview. I'm hearing something about a Doc Acosta interview I ain't seen yet.
Have you not watched the Doc interview yet?
No, I've been running around this morning doing a whole bunch of junk, and I was kind of ready for you about 10:30, but kind of happy you didn't call me till 11.
So we brought Doc on this morning at 7:30.
Nice.
And we congratulated him on his win yesterday, and we told him we know who he's going against next week, the champion, the guy who is yet to lose. He is, and he's going to need some motivation. And I told him, I'm not your only fan out here. And then I told the guys that I had secretly on camera to turn their cameras and mics on. And we had his entire combat wombat unit on Skype camera, as well as the mother of one of his unit members that wasn't able to make it home. And so he got to share a complete interview this morning, while his entire unit was on air with him.
Awesome, dude. That's freaking great. You made his day, his week. That's freaking awesome, man.
Well, I mean, I don't take any credit for that. I give all credit to them. But one thing to remember that I think everyone should remember: yes, we are fishing a tournament, but we all also need to remember what weekend it is. Thank these guys for their service and recognize them.
Yeah, that was awesome, and we have several veterans and active military duty fishing in our tournament this weekend. So
Robert Brown, Matt Lenzenman, there was a couple more.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot more than we don't even know about. That would have been cool to get a background on everybody to see how many servicemen and women we had in this event. But it's pretty cool, man.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it was a great interview. Greg actually streamed a lot of places later on for all you guys that weren't able to watch it. You don't have to watch the whole broadcast. You can go pick and choose with that shared post from Greg. So he did make it a little easier on you guys.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here refreshing. We haven't had a fish caught in about 10 minutes. We haven't had a fish submitted yet. So
yeah, we're hitting that lull point of the day. Mr. Matthew didn't answer. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Kyle Evans on the phone. I do have a phone number for him. I have a Skype email as well, but it doesn't seem to be working. So we're going to give him a call on phone and see if we can get him on the phone and do a little interview with him. I've just been working my way down the leaderboard today.
Nice.
Richie McMichael did land a fish on camera, though.
Oh, I bet.
And Richie's it was a pig. All right, no big deal. No answer from Mr. Evans. Who do we have next down the leaderboard? Looks like Mr. Westerman. Hey, Westerman. Is it Jake? Todd, you got me on hold again. I don't know what is up with this dude and hold today, but he's worse than AT&T. He is worse than AT&T. It's not Jake, it's Jordan. Mr. Westerman, this is Marcus on KBBT Live. How's it going today, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
Hey, just getting to sit here, kick back, and drink some Chicken Express sweet tea while I'm watching you dominate the leaderboard.
There you go.
Man, you seem like you're having a pretty good day out there.
Yeah, it's been good so far. Really, most of my day has been spent catching white bass.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. They do make fun.
No, yeah, they're big too. So I've got stuck on a couple schools and just was lighting up white bass for about an hour, and then I'm up in South Dakota on a fishing trip, so I'm just up here looking for smallies, and they're slowly coming in, but I've lost like 4 fish over 18, jumped them all off, so.
You're fishing in South Dakota right now.
Yep.
I think you're the first person we've had fish in South Dakota so far.
There's some amazing smallmouth fisheries up here. So I try to get up here a couple times a year, and I figured this would be a good weekend to get up here. They're on beds, so the weather is really shitty right now. But they're on beds, so as soon as the sun comes out, I've got about 90 inches on beds, but I can't see them right now.
That is a letdown. I know how that feels.
Yeah, so and it's supposed to clear up about 2. Oh my gosh, sorry, I got one on. I got fish schooling right next to me.
White bass or?
No, I caught
15-inch smallie, you said? That'll call. Your smallest is 14 and a half.
Is it?
It is.
I think I should be able to call here.
You need me to let you go and give you a call back afterwards?
Let me check. I got you on speaker, so.
All right. I tried to give you a call on. I tried to look it up on Skype, but I couldn't find you. I don't know if you don't have Skype or if my computer was just being funny with me.
I have it. I sent it over to
The page?
Yeah, the page last night. I forgot to send it. But
you know what? I've got it right here. You want me to try giving you a call on it real quick?
yeah, let me take a picture of this picture real quick. And then.
All right, I'll give you a call back on Skype.
All right, thank you.
All right, he's sending Skype to the page. Welcome back, Todd.
Yeah, Siddiqui called me, so he's having some issues out on the water. So.
Uh-oh, that ain't no good.
Yeah, he has no fish finder.
Oh,
and he's on Gunnersville.
Man, he is Siddiqui though.
He said he's got a couple in the boat, so I told him to keep on grinding, and we'll chat with him in a little bit.
Right on. All right, I do have Jordan Westerman's Skype on. Let's see if we can add him to the call now. Now that I've got his Skype, I didn't see it come through, but.
Oh yeah, he did send it through last night. I think in our group message or something.
Yeah, he sent it on the. I think you guys had mentioned it. I just didn't see it. But here's Mr. Westerman. I don't have your camera on yet, buddy. There we go.
Good. Sorry,
what's up, buddy?
It works. How's it going?
How's the weather out there today?
It's good now. It was nasty this morning. I got out on the water and it was a little windy, and then I started making some moves and the wind picked up to like 30 mile an hour blowing right at me, and it was nasty for a while, but the fish were fired up.
We throwing wacky?
I'm just throwing a Ned rig right now. All my fish came on a jerk bait this morning, and then I just pulled up on a rock pile and they're kind of stacked in there, and I just called a 16 1/4,
and I had like 4 fish pull up with it. So hopefully I can get 1 or 2 to go here. And it looks like there's some big numbers on the board though.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, there's some big numbers already moving up. You are one solid cull away from bumping up into the top 10, but you have three fish on the board that should be pretty easy for you to get rid of.
Yeah, like I said, I just need to quit jumping fish off. I lost some big ones earlier. So I just need them to stick. Those white bass were ripping my hooks all up. So I probably should have been changing hooks a little more.
Man, them white bass, they'll get your line nasty, especially if you're using mono.
Oh yeah, and I'm using fluoro, but you know, like I said, I was catching 16 to 18 inchers every cast.
Yeah.
So
they'll cut through that stuff quick.
Yep.
He actually just caught a fish right before we got him on camera, Todd. It was I haven't refreshed yet.
It was a 16 and a quarter.
There you go. You are.
So,
let me see where you. Yeah, so you're one more call away. I'm sorry, I did update. You're sitting in 12th place with 82.5 at the moment. Your competition. Let's see, you are going against Mr. Brian Hillman. And Brian is sitting at 112.5 inch fish at the currently.
Okay. I know I think he's from Missouri. I know they had some weather this morning.
Well, morning, they had weather two days in a row. They got flash flooded.
Yeah. It gets nasty down there. And I know they've had a lot of rain recently, so. I know a lot
Jordan, did you end up going to the same fishery that you were at last week?
No, I drove up to South Dakota for the weekend, so I'm fishing some smallmouth lakes up here. Okay. Usually I fish about 100% largemouth, and I usually am out throwing big swim baits, and that's what I caught most of my fish on last week was an 8-inch swim bait. So this week it's kind of completely different, throwing jerk baits and jerk baits and Ned rigs. That's not really what I do a lot.
It's working.
Yeah, it's fun. The lakes up here just have absolute tank smallmouth. They're like, I caught an 18-incher yesterday that was like, it seemed like it was 18 inches tall. I mean, these fish just absolute footballs. And like I said, I got a bunch of them on beds at a different lake. So as soon as the sun pops out, I'm going to go hopefully pick them off. I marked about 10 of them over 18 or between 17 and 19. So I just got to go see if they're still there, and hopefully they're a little more locked on than they were yesterday.
Is South Dakota Central Time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the most geographically specially challenged person that I know. So.
What part of South Dakota? Are you on the east side or the west side?
I'm on the east side.
So you're around Sioux Falls?
I'm north of Sioux Falls about 2 hours. I'm in what's called the Glacier Lakes region. Okay. It's pretty much a bunch of rolling hills that flooded. So it's like there's roads and there's lakes everywhere. And all these lakes are stocked with, big bluegill, big perch, big crappie. The walleye fishing's excellent up here. We usually do a couple ice fishing trips up here every year, and you just light up the perch. And they have freshwater shrimp up here. So the perch, everything just gorge on these freshwater shrimp. So they get really fat. So there's, especially in the winter they're really fun to catch on the ice. And you can do the same with smallies. You can get on big schools of smallies on the ice up here too.
Nice. You got raining up there? Looks like rain.
It's just sprinkling now.
Your phone's. We're not getting your phone wet, are we?
No, you're all good for now. It's good.
I had water damage on my phone yesterday. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So don't let us get your phone wet.
If it picks up a little more here, I might have to let you go. But no, it's been a fun morning. Like I said, I probably caught, I don't even know. I caught so many whitebacks, and then I was catching pike there for a while. So it's kind of one or the other here. If I can find some bass, I'm either, beating up with those white bass, or I'm dealing with pike too. So
have we gotten to know anything about you, man? Did we get give you a chance to give us a background? I don't know if that happened or not.
Not yet.
Not yet. No. So I'm from Iowa. I lived out on the West Coast for about 10 years. Then started fishing a little more. A couple, 3 years ago, I bought a van and just was living out of my van and kind of cruising around doing fishing tournaments. So this kayak thing really, it's about all I do anymore. I work remotely for a small tech company. So I can kind of travel around and fish a lot. But I fish about every day, and I spend as much time in my kayak as I can.
Awesome.
That's pretty much, like I said, most of my days are on the water. But I do the Hobie tournament. I really like some of the bass tournaments. So I do a little bit of traveling for, kind of the national level stuff if I can.
So are you living the van life still?
No, I ended up getting rid of that. I'm gonna at some point. That's the way to go.
That's kind of what I do, brother. I don't have a house. I kind of live in a van. I live in my van, bro.
Nice. That's awesome. That's where I did it for a year. And then I had just a cheap Astro van. And it was great, but it wasn't worth very much, and it got hailed on. So I ended up totaling it and just taking the cash. And
right.
So I'll get back into the van. But that's definitely the.
You got one? Well, that's a cool story, bro.
But yeah, like I said, the kayak stuff, I love traveling around and doing it. It gives, to not have to pay boat gas is such a huge thing. I can turn, what most people pay for boat gas, I can drive to Texas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then I'm single. I'm trying to figure out what I was going to do, and but so I moved back home with my parents because my dad owns a farm, so I work on the farm part-time and then do my other stuff, and I just moved back in with them so I could kick it and go fishing.
Did you just dink drop a smallie?
Yeah. At 14.
Nice.
I need
That's
to get
hilarious.
Big fish fire.
We didn't even have time to look at it. I didn't even register what was happening.
He caught a fish and just straight dink dropped it like, yeah, that ain't gonna help.
Never even skipped a beat in the conversation.
There we go. This is a bigger one. Don't be a pike.
He got another one on.
I don't think they're gonna help though. These things are fun when they get fired up.
Hold it up for the camera before you chuck it this time. Let the fans see what you got.
Just used to it.
That is a football small.
Little man. Yeah, 15. I don't think I don't think
15 and a half is your smallest, I believe. I'll check real quick. Yeah, 15 and a half is your smallest.
perfect. Good, because I threw that one back. It's sometimes you get on these here and they're hitting so fast, you're almost better off just throwing back until you get a big one.
Well, you're the second person to catch a fish on camera, first person to catch two. And
Well,
I don't know if we've ever had somebody catch 3 fish on camera in one sitting.
Well, I caught one when I was on the phone with you the first time.
You did. If we'd have had you on camera, we'd have had 3.
I figured I was over where I wanted to catch a pike on camera for you. I was on this area. I broke my Ned rig off, so switched back to the jerk bait. Hopefully, like I said, the big ones will show up.
Right on. Well, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
It's my parents, all the people I fish with for IKA, the people at the Midwest Kayak Fishing Series. Those are kind of the two that I spend my most time with. RoboHawk Lanyards helps support me. Those guys are awesome. Ben over there at RoboHawk always keeps me up with the lanyards and some tethers, anything that I need for my phone or anything like that. He's a great guy. Yeah, other than that, that's about all I got.
Right on, brother. Well, we'll let you get back to
Charner.
fishing. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Hey, good luck out there, Jordan. Keep it up, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll check back in with you later on, my friend.
Yeah, if you start seeing some big ones come in from me, I'm bed fishing, so I'll go live on that.
Right on, dog. Well, we'll talk to you later on.
All right, thanks. Guys. Have a good day.
Go ahead and tell me about Charner Williams.
Charner Williams has jumped in the second best bag of the day for 94 3/4 inches.
Ooh, I will show you this. Big fish of the day, as far as I know. I gotta switch cameras real fast. Brady Stores, I don't know how well you can see it, threw up this 21 incher that has a solid picture, I believe, from his mother of him holding it up. That is a stud. Now, Charner did jump up in there. He's fishing a little nervous, but nervous seems to be paying off for him. But he has got a really hard bag to call right now. That's tough. He's got his smallest one is 18 1/4. That's a tough bag to call out of.
Yeah, I mean, when you get up into the 18 inches for your calls, it starts getting rough. But when you're sitting there though at the 18-inch mark for calls, you definitely should be in the 90-inch range. So it's not a bad day regardless.
Jeremy Brand's coming up 80 3/4 inches now. He's on some fish. He is now, that's a close one, dude. He is only 2 3/4 inches behind Brady Stores, and he is sitting on a 14 3/4 inch fish as a smallie.
That'll be called.
Did I say small? No, it's a largemouth. I'm sorry. That's a